across the silent landscapes of our world, scattered like the forgotten memories of a dream, lie structures that defy explanation. Monuments of stone, carved with impossible precision, stare back at us from a time before time. They are the silent witnesses to a story we are only just beginning to piece together before the dawn of recorded history, before the great empires of Rome and Greece. Before even the first Sumerian kings etched their stories onto clay tablets. Could there have been civilizations far older, far more advanced than we ever imagined? Who were these builders before time? And what secrets did they take with them into the shadows of the past? The story of humanity might not be what we think it is. The answers, buried for millennia, are waiting to be unearthed. Look upon Göbekli Tepe rising from the plains of modern-day Turkey. At 12,000 years old, it predates agriculture, pottery, and even the wheel. Yet its intricate pillars, weighing tons and carved with stunning detail, were erected by what mainstream history calls simple hunter-gatherers. How did they organize, quarry, and shape these megaliths with such skill? This wasn't a humble settlement. It was a cathedral of the Stone Age, a project of immense scale and sophistication. Thousands of miles away, the Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a timeless enigma. Its construction aligning almost perfectly with true north and incorporating advanced mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio, baffles engineers to this day. We are told it was a tomb built with copper chisels and brute force. But is that the full story? Could these monumental achievements be the legacy of a lost era of knowledge? From the celestial alignments of Stonehenge in England to the water-worn erosion on the Sphinx, these ancient stones whisper of a timeline far more complex than the one found in our textbooks. They suggest a deep, forgotten chapter in the human saga, a time when unknown builders mastered the earth and the stars. The whispers of this lost chapter echo not just in stone, but in our oldest myths and legends. The story of Atlantis, first recorded by the Greek philosopher Plato, speaks of a mighty island nation with unparalleled power and wisdom, which vanished beneath the waves in a single day and night of misfortune. Was it merely a cautionary tale or a fragmented memory of a real cataclysm? Across the globe, similar stories persist. In the Pacific, legends tell of a sunken continent known as Lemuria, a cradle of spiritual wisdom. The ancient texts of India describe flying machines called vimanas and devastating weapons that sound eerily modern. For centuries, we have dismissed these as fantasy. But what if they are distorted histories, echoes of real events passed down through countless generations? As we map the ocean floor and discover submerged structures off the coasts of Japan, India, and the Caribbean, the line between myth and reality begins to blur. These submerged ruins, ancient and alien in their deep-sea homes, force us to ask, are we searching for a myth, or are we uncovering the drowned footprint of a civilization that time forgot? The evidence for this forgotten knowledge isn't just found in myths or megaliths, it's encoded in their very design. Look to the skies from the Giza Plateau, and you'll see the three Great Pyramids mirror the three stars of Orion's belt, a celestial blueprint frozen in stone. Travel to the Andes, to the breathtaking heights of Machu Picchu, and witness stonework so precise that not even a razor blade can fit between the massive blocks. These stones, cut and fitted like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle, show a mastery of engineering that seems to defy the tools of their time. Then soar over the deserts of Peru and gaze upon the Nazca Line's immense geoglyphs of animals and geometric shapes, so vast they can only be fully appreciated from the air. Who were they for? Who could have designed them without an aerial perspective? These are not isolated anomalies. They are part of a global pattern, from ancient astronomical calendars to maps showing Antarctica free of ice. The artifacts of the past suggest a sophisticated shared understanding of science, mathematics, and geography. Could this knowledge have been the inheritance of a single global civilization, a mother culture that seeded its wisdom across the ancient world before disappearing from history? This is where the story divides. Mainstream archaeology and science urge caution. They argue that we underestimate the ingenuity of ancient peoples, attributing their brilliance to a mysterious, unproven source. They propose that these cultures developed their skills independently over long periods using methods we simply haven't rediscovered yet. The evidence for a global prehistoric civilization, they say, remains circumstantial. They demand more than just aligned stones and cryptic myths. They demand artifacts, tools, and conclusive proof. On the other side of the debate, a growing number of independent researchers and theorists argue that to ignore the sheer volume of anomalies is to be willfully blind. They point to ancient maps like the Peary Race, which appears to chart coastlines unknown in its time, and the Baghdad Battery, a simple clay pot that could generate an electrical current 2000 years before electricity was officially discovered. They believe that Orthodox history is clinging to an outdated narrative, afraid to confront evidence that could rewrite our entire understanding of the past. The debate is not just about ancient stones. It is a fundamental conflict between established fact and tantalizing possibility, between scientific skepticism and the enduring power of mystery. As we stand at the threshold of a new understanding, the ruins of the past offered no easy answers. Instead, they pose a profound question. They challenge us to look beyond the accepted narrative, to listen to the whispers on the wind, and to consider that our history is not a straight line, but a cycle of rising and falling, of forgetting and rediscovering. The builders before time may be gone, but their legacy endures, locked in silent stone, waiting for a generation willing to see it. Perhaps the greatest story ever told is not the one written in our books, but the one written across the face of the earth, a story that hints at a past far grander and a human potential far greater than we have ever allowed ourselves to believe. Maybe the story of humanity is far older and far more mysterious than we ever dared to imagine. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you found this exploration as fascinating as we do, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Chronotales for more adventures into the unknown. Until next time, keep questioning.